Channel 11 News starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
And a live look from Channel 11's tower cam. Sun and clouds right now, but boy, some big weather threats later on today. 2 potential rounds of severe weather.
Yeah, we're talking about strong winds, flooding, even a chance for a tornado warning to be issued in parts of the area. Let's get right to meteorologist Jessica Faith tracking the timing in Severe Weather Center 11. Jessica?
Well, right now, not too much going on. We are watching a few showers to our north, and that's just what they are, just some showers. But I am watching this thunderstorm right around Cambridge, Ohio, closely. We see a lot of lightning with that thunderstorm. Also some heavy rain, small in coverage, but could still pack a punch. And I will continue to watch that thunderstorm as it continues to track toward the east and how that thunderstorm will interact with our environment. But again, right now, just a few light showers to our north here, just a few spotty showers around Butler, a good bit of light rain around Newcastle and to the north of Newcastle, just a small spot of some heavy rain also to the west of Franklin. Now coming up, I'm going to go hour by hour and show you the latest model data of what we expect going further into the second half of the day as far as severe weather is concerned and the timing. So stick around for that.
The Allegheny County Health Department's update on coronavirus cases is out, and health officials have learned of 140 new cases since yesterday. 12 more people were also admitted to hospitals with serious symptoms, and the health department is reporting 1 additional death. We also expect to hear from Governor Tom Wolf this afternoon. He is set to announce new support for frontline workers. You can look for developing details tonight starting at 5 on Channel 11 News.
Yesterday, the governor announced new restrictions. They are now in place for all bars and restaurants in the state. It comes after what the governor points to an unsettling climb in cases. Wolf said there's no time to waste, and he put these new restrictions into effect as of midnight. Here's what it means for you and your family. Restaurants can operate at 25% capacity. That's down from 50%. Alcohol can only be served with a meal, and no bar seating is allowed. Beyond restaurants, you are asked to telework if possible. Indoor events are limited to 25 people, and outdoor events are limited to 250.
We know what will happen if we hold fast and wait until cases rise exponentially before taking action. The numbers would continue to increase, and our entire state would then potentially have to quarantine.
State officials say the latest surge is due to people ignoring mask requirements in bars and restaurants, traveling to out-of-state hotspots, and a lack of national coordination.
Allegheny County leaders already imposed a ban on all indoor dining and alcohol consumption in an effort to stop a recent spike in cases. Right now, that ban runs out next Friday. The state's latest restrictions have no expiration date yet. The general manager for Nikki's Thai Kitchen says several employees were laid off the first time that they were forced to close in March, and now they are seeing a second round of layoffs.
It's important for that revenue to come in because there's things that you can't avoid paying, such as rent. There's utilities that are oftentimes don't change very much.
They are trying to adapt. They're building a website now for online orders. We spoke with several business owners in Butler County. They called the new restrictions a gut punch for an industry already on the brink.
We want to make sure everyone's safe. And with that being said, we will oblige by the mandate, but it is incredibly difficult for business. It's incredibly challenging with no time frame. You have food orders coming in, you have staffing issues.
Half the staff lost their jobs before. It's probably going to happen again. People with mortgages, people with kids. I have girls crying. It's destroying their situations.
Oh, so devastating. One owner told us that they are paying rent every month for a space that's unusable. Customers we spoke to are afraid their favorite spots won't survive.
Governor Wolf issued a mask mandate statewide back in April, and now new mandates from states and some major retailers requiring people to wear masks in public.
And the CDC says time is of the essence. NBC's Sam Brock has more on the push to keep people safe.
America's biggest retail giant putting its foot down on masks. Starting Monday, Walmart and Sam's Club will mandate facial coverings, saying in a statement, Because the virus can be spread by people who don't have symptoms and don't know they're infected, it's critically important for everyone to wear a face covering in public. More than a third of Walmart's 5,000 stores are in areas with no mask order. Now every store will have an employee stationed out front to enforce the rule. Kroger supermarkets also announcing they'll require masks starting next Wednesday. This as skyrocketing infections push more states to issue their own mandates, like Texas, where the governor hopes to avoid drastic action.
All we need is for people to wear masks. If everyone wears a mask, nothing will be locked down.
Alabama, the latest state joining the mandatory mask list after cases spiked over 70% in the last 2 weeks.
I get pretty emotional about this.
Alabama doctor David Thrasher says wearing a mask shouldn't be a debate.
But it's so political now. It shouldn't be us versus them.
Still, not everyone's convinced about the urgency of wearing masks. In Georgia, Governor Brian Kemp on Wednesday explicitly banning cities and counties from ordering people there to wear masks in public. Critics also blame President Trump, who's regularly seen in public without a mask. And in Oklahoma, where cases are surging, the governor himself just tested positive, but still no mask order.
Not thinking about a mask mandate at all.
Walmart's mask policy following other household names like Costco, Apple, Best Buy, and Starbucks. So far, reaction among customers is mixed.
I totally agree with that.
This is all a bunch of hogwash.
A new Gallup poll finds that while most Americans say they wear masks in public, 14% report never wearing one. The CDC now pleading with the public to comply, saying masks are key in curbing the pandemic.
In Miami, Sam Brock, NBC News.
The Pittsburgh Fire Training Academy has been shut down after an instructor showed symptoms of COVID-19. The instructor is being tested after he said he wasn't feeling well and had a fever. Until those results are available, recruiters and instructors have been told to self-quarantine. The 24 recruits will train virtually from home. The training center will be cleaned and sanitized before it reopens. 6 more Port Authority workers have tested positive. 3 of the employees work at the East Liberty Garage. 2 work at the South Hills Junction, and 1 works at the West Mifflin Garage. 27 Port Authority employees have tested positive for the virus since the start of the pandemic.
The Greensburg Catholic Diocese is looking for a new bishop now. This morning, the former bishop was installed as the bishop in Cleveland. Bishop Edward Malasik has been in Greensburg for 5 years. In fact, it's almost exactly 5 years since his installation mass that we were there for in July of 2015. Cleveland has been without a bishop since their bishop moved to Philadelphia in January.
Some officials in Plum are calling for the resignation of a school board member because of her recent Facebook post. According to our partners at the Trib, Amy Wetmore's post was on a private page. It commented on a debate that implied Republicans are racist. She wrote, quote, "I would take that statement even further. If you are white and you are living in the United States, you are racist. I say this as a white woman." Plum's mayor and a councilman call the comment inappropriate, defamatory, and insulting rhetoric for a school board member, and they're calling for her to resign. Wetmore later edited the post saying, it, quote, "If you are white and you are living in the United States, you are a product of white privilege."
A new online petition is weighing in on a potential name change of Squaw Valley Park. This petition wants O'Hara Township officials to keep the name. Last month, 3 women started a push to get rid of the word squaw. They say it is considered an ethnic and sexual slur against women of Native American descent. An opposing petition is now circulating online. It says the word recognizes ancient places, represents history, and can be of educational value. The possible name change could be debated at the Township Parks and Recreation Committee meeting next week.
Police in Butler County are looking for a man in connection with a vicious attack. They say Lawrence Robinson attacked a woman on Tuesday in Slippery Rock Township. Officers say he tried to strangle her and also fired a shot into her car. Investigators say he could be driving a blue Dodge Journey, and he may be in the area of Braddock, Turtle Creek, or Penn Hills.
The U.S. Postal Service says it needs to make big cuts to survive, and that could mean your mail will be delivered late. Channel 11's Mike Holden takes us through the rough draft of the plan.
Cost-cutting measures could soon change when and how you receive your mail, and it's bringing a great level of concern to Pittsburgh area residents who are left wondering what's going to happen next. Mail delivery could be delayed by a day or more under new money-saving measures proposed by the USPS's Postmaster General. It is a harsh reality as the Postal Service deals with a budget crisis in the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The USPS's proposed preliminary plan would cut overtime for postal workers. It would also eliminate late trips, meaning mail deliveries could pile up and workers would have to wait until the next day or perhaps days later to catch up. A spokesperson told Channel 11 in part they are, quote, developing a business plan to ensure that we will be financially stable and able to continue to provide reliable, affordable, safe, and secure delivery of mail, packages, and other communications to all Americans as a vital part of the nation's critical infrastructure. The looming changes, though, are not sitting well with everyone.
Well, I don't think that's right. I mean, we need the Postal Service. You know, everybody pretty much, I believe, still relies on them.
Now, it's not entirely clear when these changes will go into effect, but I'm going to stay in touch with the United States Postal Service and also work to track the community impact for Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting in Cranberry, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
New at noon with the spike in coronavirus across the country. More than 1.3 million people applied for unemployment benefits last week. That is a slight drop of 10,000 claims. Unemployed workers also filed nearly 929,000 claims for pandemic unemployment assistance. The U.S. has recovered roughly 8 million of the more than 20 million jobs lost since the pandemic forced thousands of businesses to close back in March.
3 women charged after this wild airport attack. What police say set off the chaotic scene.
Defeating COVID-19, the study. UPMC wants volunteers for that could be the answer to putting the pandemic in the past.
Cars stolen right from neighbors' driveways. How local police are teaming up to stop the thieves.
Severe weather threatens until tonight. I have the latest timeline coming up in about 8 minutes.
Channel 11 News brings you the latest details.
Another day of more than 200 cases.
The county issued a new 2-week lockdown.
This paves the way for customers to be able to dine outside.
Watch Channel 11 News at 5 and 6 p.m. You would think you could get your money back during a pandemic, but this engaged couple is having no luck.
It was just insulting.
We went to the venue for answers.
Well,
what you should know if you're planning an event right now. Tonight on Channel 11 News at 5. Make sure you know everything happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News.
He came outside to get something out of my car at around 6 a.m. and the car was gone.
That's not good. Her truck was stolen right out of her driveway, and police in Mount Pleasant say she is not the only one. They tell us it's been going on constantly for several weeks now. Police are investigating between 10 and 15 car break-ins, as well as 3 actual car thefts. The thieves have been hitting all around Mount Pleasant Borough and the township. One woman says her SUV was stolen and then dumped in a parking lot.
We just always thought that we were safe back here, and it just goes to show that nobody is.
One person has been arrested. Police tell us they will be charged soon. Multiple agencies are investigating.
Chaos at a Florida airport after 3 disgruntled passengers from Philadelphia went on a rampage. This is video from Tuesday night at a Spirit Airlines gate inside Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. It's unclear what sparked the violence, but deputies say the women got upset after their flight to Philadelphia was delayed. You can see the women throwing stuff. Police say the women also punched a worker and rushed behind the counter. Spirit Airlines says 3 workers had minor injuries. The women are all charged with battery.
As school districts finalize their plans for reopening in the fall, many parents and teachers are worried about the kids heading back to the classroom. Channel 11's Jillian Hartman took those concerns to the Teachers Union to find out how they're weighing in on these major decisions.
Well, right now, kids and parents are on pins and needles waiting for school districts like Mars here to release its reopening plan. But it's not just them that want answers.
It's a waiting game. We wait every day. You know, it's hard to plan because you don't know what you're planning for.
Ashley Campbell, a special ed teacher at Mars Area School District, misses her students more than anything.
Oh my gosh, I miss them so much.
And many kids feel the same way.
I really miss going to school.
But the top priority this fall is to keep everyone safe.
It's coming so fast, and I know, I can say even myself, I want answers. I want to know what I'm doing, but I understand. We have to take the time and have the right protocols, right plans, because if we don't, it's not going to work.
Right now, school districts are crafting reopening plans, whether that's in person or virtual instruction. Campbell tells me she's comfortable to teach in person, but some are concerned about returning. The Pennsylvania State Education Association, which has hundreds of members, including school nurses and bus drivers, is talking with some who may be over the age of 60 or have health issues, advising them to seek accommodations.
To see if there's options for telework or if there's just accommodations that can be made in the school building to make sure that teachers and school staff are comfortable and that they feel safe.
Chris Lilienthal says there's no evidence of an uptick in early retirement in PA. Right now, many school districts are working on multiple plans of action. Due to COVID, new training for staff will vary school by school. Social distance and cleaning protocols are being put in place, and masks will be required for everyone, with exceptions. When it comes to handling a possible COVID-19 case and keeping records of who is sick, Lilienthal says school nurses will play a crucial role, working with local and state health officials. Now, Chris Lilienthal also says he expects all schools will release their reopening plan by the end of July, just weeks before the first day of school. Reporting in Mars, I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11 News.
We're getting a better idea of reopening plans for the South Fayette School District. According to the Trib, students and teachers will be required to wear masks in schools and on buses, including the drivers. Face shields will also be provided for students at the start of the school year. Board members are scheduled to vote on that plan next Tuesday.
A major announcement from UPMC. You could be part of the effort to find a cure for the coronavirus. The health system is looking for hundreds of volunteers to take part in a vaccine trial, and they can start right away. Pittsburgh is one of 87 locations around the country chosen to take part in the Moderna trials. We told you yesterday the first phase of the trial showed the vaccine did trigger an immune response in all 45 volunteers who got it. Now UPMC and Pitt are recruiting 750 volunteers for the next phase.
This vaccine uses a synthetic messenger RNA, which delivers instructions to the cells which tell them to produce proteins that's similar to those that are on SARS-CoV-2 virus. That provokes a response in the immune system so that your body is then prepared.
Volunteers must be at least 18 years old. If you are interested in volunteering, we do have a link to the screening survey on our WPXI News app.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Though it's been a pretty nice day so far, severe weather threatens as we go throughout the rest of your Thursday, and there are many threats associated with the showers and storms that will push into our area. The main threat being high damaging winds. These thunderstorms could produce straight line winds that could cause a lot of damage, and I've been saying it yesterday and today. The winds do not have to be spinning to be dangerous. Like with a tornado, I've seen a lot of damage happen with straight line winds. They could get very high, even around 60 miles per hour. That's something we'll definitely watch today. Also watching the possibility for flash flooding. We could get these cells that could deliver a lot of heavy rain in a short amount of time, so that's something to watch as well. Large hail toward the low end of the spectrum, and also tornadoes are as well, but we will be watching all possibilities as we go later into the afternoon, evening, and even tonight. Definitely be weather aware. Looking at the radar, not much action right now. So if you do have something to do outside, maybe you want to get out in the garden, cut the grass, go ahead and do it now or even within the next hour. But as that system continues to push eastward towards our area, storms will continue to ramp up in a pretty big way, and we will continue to be here and give you any updates on air and online when needed. But right now, it seems like the highest coverage in our area is far off to the north, and we're just looking at some light rain as far as any wet weather is concerned. But hour by hour, the models have pretty much been going back and forth in what they think is possible. I think that we could have scattered showers and storms, maybe not being this dry, but we could, I think our atmosphere will definitely be prime for severe weather later today. And the models have been actually hinting at a good bit of activity to our north. You see where the red is there, more intense storms, and also we could have embedded tornadoes. That will be something to watch for today. Even into the nighttime hours, 9 o'clock, still looking at a good bit of activity. But as we go into the overnight hours, that's when a lot of that action will push out. Still could have a thunderstorm or even some light showers, but coverage will be going down, going toward the morning hours. So around 6 o'clock, some wet weather hanging around, but mostly isolated, while most of the area is nice and dry. So very hot for today, 90 degrees, hot but also humid. Those are two ingredients that could aid in those storms being quite strong, along with other parameters. And coming up in the next half hour, I would go deeper into those parameters and let you know why I do think that severe storms are possible later today. Again, scattered thunderstorms, some that could be strong to severe today, hot 90 degrees. Keeping that heat into the end of the work week on Friday, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Isolated meaning not everyone is going to see rain, mostly a dry day. Now, mostly dry day for your Saturday weekend always in view. Notice how the heat cranking up, low to mid 90s, 94 degrees with a few thunderstorms on Sunday. Beginning of the new work week, we're keeping the heat, keeping the 90s, even with rain being possible. The good news is the rain could deliver some rain cold air to a few cities, a few locations across our section of the state. Isolated thunderstorms for Monday, mostly dry with a high of 90 degrees.
I don't know the people that could have the heart to do, to go do something like that. And
equipment vandalized at a local ATV park. How a happy day for the owners took a turn.
But first, why the pandemic has health experts bracing for a spike in Lyme disease cases.
In Severe Weather Center 11, we cover weather everywhere you live.
And we have the experience to get it right.
We know the weather patterns across our neighborhoods and understand the unique influences on your area.
It's why there can be heavy downpours in northern Allegheny County,
while it's dry in Greensburg and rain is moving into Irwin.
Our priority is to prepare you for the weather in your neighborhood.
Count on Severe Weather Team 11 on Channel 11 News.
Tracking storms where you live.
nobody can read between the lines like Judge Judy.
Health experts are bracing for a possible increase in cases of Lyme disease. That's because more people are enjoying time outdoors. But experts have a second warning. They say they're worried that not only will cases increase, but many will be missed because some symptoms of Lyme disease and COVID-19 overlap. They say both illnesses should be on doctors' radar this tick season.
It can be low-grade fever. We can see malaise, fatigue, muscle aches, and headaches in both diseases.
Key differences are respiratory symptoms are associated with coronavirus, and a possible bullseye rash is associated with Lyme disease. The CDC estimates 300,000 Americans contract Lyme disease annually.
We are starting to learn more about how the coronavirus may affect the brain. A neurologist at Cleveland Clinic says he's noticed an increase in COVID-19 patients experiencing confusion and delirium. The doctor says it's trending in younger people, with some patients complaining of hallucinations.
The brain is not getting enough oxygen in some of these patients just because of the severe respiratory issues. And for an extended amount of time, that can cause some of the individual brain cells to die.
Doctors say we're just starting to learn about the long-term consequences of COVID-19, and it is important for researchers to study people as they recover.
Children's airways are much smaller than adults, so in those cases, a mask might actually make it a little bit more difficult for them to breathe.
Health experts say kids under 2 should not wear a mask. What parents can do to keep children safe.
And a system will continue to push eastward, increasing our severe weather chance later today. More information coming up.
When news is happening near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coriopolis, Moon. We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler. For news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5. Channel 11 News, 11 and 11 means you get 11 minutes of news and weather
before the first commercial.
It means live coverage of breaking news, local news, and your first look at weather.
All before the first commercial.
Channel 11 News, 11 and 11.
Watch tonight. severe weather coverage where you live.
On Channel 11 News.
A live look from the Channel 11 Tower Cam, and it's the calm before the storm out there. Big weather threats later on today with 2 potential rounds of severe weather.
Yeah, there's even a chance for tornado warnings to be issued. Let's get right to our meteorologist, Jessica Faith, who is tracking the timing of this in Severe Weather Center 11. Jessica.
Yeah, we are mostly calm across the area right now. Not much action on the radar at all. As a matter of fact, I even saw peaks of sunshine earlier today. Well, we're going to turn that around heading into the second half of the day. Severe storms are expected later today, especially this evening and even tonight. We could still be dealing with some strong storms. We could have winds that could exceed 60 miles per hour. And with those thunderstorms, we could even see severe thunderstorms. And with those severe thunderstorms, we will have to watch for the possibility for a few embedded tornadoes. Those are all possible as we go later today. Definitely be weather aware, even though, again, we're not seeing much right now to our north around Franklin. Some light rain, a small spot of heavier downpours. The thunderstorm I was watching, it's kind of fizzled out, but we will continue to watch the showers and storms as they push into our area and develop to see how they interact with our environment. More details on what you can expect coming up in just a little bit.
The CDC says everyone should wear a face mask to help stop the spread of coronavirus. That is, except for children under the age of 2. So what can parents do to keep young children safe? Channel 11's Gabriella DeLuca spoke with the doctor at Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh to find out.
Navigating coronavirus with kids can be complicated, especially if they're under 2 years old and aren't allowed to wear a mask. A doctor I talked to today said you can keep them close in a carrier, or you can use nets like these here and try to keep them as safe as possible. If you're a new parent, you may be wondering how to protect your baby or young toddler from COVID-19. The CDC says they should not wear a mask.
Children's airways are much smaller than adults, so in those cases, a mask might actually make it a little bit more difficult for them to breathe. And certainly a small infant might not be able to tell you that it's more difficult.
Dr. Pamela Schomer, who is UPMC's Children's Community Pediatrics Medical Director of Quality and Safety, says if you have to take a baby out, keep them close to you.
Like if it's a small enough child, like a carrier, like one of the baby carriers, because they're close to you.
Or use one of these, a net or a light blanket on top of your stroller to create a bubble around your child.
The air still flows through something like a netting like that. It also just keeps people at more of a distance. Right? Nobody's going to reach down and touch your child. Your child's not going to reach out and grab something.
And of course, make sure you keep your distance.
I think avoiding crowds is probably the best, and trying not to do where there's too many people in public places that people congregate, because it's difficult to keep people away.
But once your child is over 2 years old, you do need to make sure that they're keeping their mask on. The doctor told me older kids do have a tendency to not get as sick with coronavirus, but just like with any illness, infants do get it more severely. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Gabriella DeLuca, Channel 11 News.
It's not just parents, students, and teachers who are worried about going back to class. School nurses have serious concerns. The big question they have right now is how to handle coronavirus concerns in the classroom, even where social distancing takes place. The head of the School Nurse Association says that nurses are eager to help, but they're also worried about their own safety and want to have the right protective equipment. And on top of that, they're worried that other health concerns will fall through the cracks.
The teachers, the administrators, school nurses, school psychologists, counselors, social workers are concerned that we're going to see increased emotional and behavioral health needs.
The association says schools will need more funding, something lawmakers are considering right now.
Campaign switch. With less than 4 months to go until the presidential election, President Donald Trump is shaking up his re-election campaign. The move comes at a time when the president is trailing in some polls by double digits. Our Serena Marshall has more on the shakeup.
Good afternoon. This changeup is not expected to alter the day-to-day running of the campaign, but it comes as the president has been struggling in recent polls, falling further behind Joe Biden amid the COVID pandemic that has devastated the economy, one of the president's campaign pillars. The president's newly appointed campaign manager, Bill Stepien, is said to bring a vital understanding of data and an ability to turn successes on laser-tailored messaging. He's a longtime political aide to the president and previously worked on John McCain's 2008 bid and George Bush's 2004 re-election campaign. The president's former campaign manager, Brad Parscale, had a strained relationship with the president over the past few months, culminating at the Tulsa rally, which had far fewer rally-goers show than expected. Parscale remains a senior advisor to the campaign and leading digital and data strategies. This switch-up happening as the RNC has just announced they will restrict attendance at the Florida convention scheduled for next month amid a surge in COVID cases in the state. The convention celebration was moved to Jacksonville from North Carolina after a disagreement between the RNC and North Carolina leaders over their concerns about the pandemic. Reporting from outside Washington, I'm Serena Marshall, Channel 11 News.
Coronavirus cases are spiking. The new study looking at sewage to trace the source of the spread.
Channel 11 Morning News brings you what's happening now.
Tonight at midnight, new rules go into effect for Allegheny County bars and restaurants.
Indoor dining and drinking is banned for at least another 2 weeks.
What's new?
We just got brand new information from that fire scene we've been talking about.
And what's next?
Kennywood and Sandcastle are ready to open. Everyone is welcome on Monday.
The heat index this afternoon, 95 to 100 degrees.
Count on Channel 11 News for live coverage every morning. Channel 11 News, 11 at 11. 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
With coronavirus spiking, clues could come from a source you may not expect. Our sewage systems.
That's right. Reporter Willem Marks shows us how researchers are looking for a roadmap to the second wave before it hits.
Under this manhole cover could be the key to one of the world's greatest current challenges, stopping the spread of COVID-19. Dr. Rhianne White is a scientist tasked with sampling sewage from this wastewater pipe in the north of England. She's helping hunt down COVID by tracking quite literally what's been left behind.
All the bacteria and viruses that are naturally occurring in our human bodies come down, and we're totally used to dealing with that. To look for the fragments of the COVID-19 virus and to look at those fragments to determine the health of the population.
Her job's not glamorous, but this unusual detective work is at the front line in the fight against coronavirus. She works for one of the UK's largest water utility companies and has been taking samples like this since mid-March. Her bottles end up in one of several freezers at a nearby university where scientists sift through them. The process is part of a nationwide effort to collect human waste, convert it to laboratory samples, and check inside for the presence of COVID-19.
We want to get a better understanding of how the levels you find in sewage relate to what's in local populations.
David Graham has spent decades scouring global waste systems for chemicals, bacteria, and now this deadly virus. His research team is working with colleagues worldwide on an alternative to today's expanding but expensive testing techniques.
Based on finding one individual isn't necessarily enough information for you to shut down a city. But if you find an elevated level of virus particles are in sewage coming from that city, you know then that city needs to be dealt with.
These samples contain viral material, whether you're sick or asymptomatic. And tested hours after leaving your home, they can provide an early warning system. Willem Marks, NBC News, Newcastle, England.
There's around 15,000 sewage treatment plants here across the United States. If you tested around 550 of those, you would cover half of the U.S. population.
Expensive damage at a local ATV park. The major milestone the owners were celebrating when they learned about the vandalism.
With strong to severe thunderstorms expected, I'll let you know when you can see the thunderstorms and why. That's coming up in about 4 minutes, so stick around.
Channel 11 News and NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
We're a team you can count on to cover stories that impact your life.
Whether it's across the street or around the world.
Channel 11 News at 6.
And NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
You're watching WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. All the best things happening in Pittsburgh in one place. Watch 11 Things to Do, Thursday and Friday mornings at 9:15 on WPXI Now and on demand.
When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Police are looking for whoever vandalized a popular ATV resort. Take a look at the damage to one of the bulldozers there, and that is only the beginning. It happened at Mine and Meadows in New Beaver, just west of Elwood City. Channel 11's Amy Marsikowitz found out the vandals struck while the owners were at the hospital welcoming their baby girl.
He took a day off to welcome his baby girl into the world while he and his wife were at the hospital. Vandals were at his place of business breaking high-priced equipment.
Yeah, we had, actually just had a brand new baby.
So many emotions for new dad Jarrett Severa as he and his wife were in the hospital having little Aria, their third child. That's big bro Talon holding her. He started getting these pictures, smashed in windows, mirrors on his work truck, and take a look at this damage to this dozer. He says someone grabbed big rocks and went to town on his stuff.
They smashed in the sides, they smashed in all the windows in the cap, and they smashed, that's a $100,000 piece of machinery.
Mines and Meadows, locally owned, is a premier 877 acres off-roading park and campsite, a place where right now people are flocking to because of COVID to get outside and have some fun. Local police are investigating. Where the vandals struck is hard to find and behind a locked gate.
I don't know the people that can have the heart to do to go do something like that and destroy, somebody else's equipment and just get in the way of somebody's dreams too.
A setback, but one he is not going to let ruin this wonderful moment for his family.
Tried to put, everything aside and just focus the day on little Aria.
Baby girl is doing just fine tonight at home with her mom and dad. The owner does have insurance and hopes police tracks down whoever did this. In Wampum, Amy Marcinkowitz, Channel 11 News.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Severe thunderstorms are possible later today. Right now, just a few spotty showers, mostly light rain with a few spots of heavier downpours. Now, the system that has been working its way through the Midwest is going to continue to slide toward the east into the northeast, and this warm front is going to lift, warming things up today, and then the system will continue to spark those showers and storms that we are expected to see later on today. Within the next hour or two, really not seeing too much activity. We could see a few more thunderstorms, but the bulk of the activity will really be between, let's say, 3 to 6 o'clock and 6 to 9 o'clock as we move toward the nighttime hours, moving toward midnight. A lot of those thunderstorms will continue to dwindle down in coverage and intensity. So the main time that you may want to move your plans indoors will really be between 3 o'clock to, let's say, 9 o'clock, but still be weather aware even within the next few hours because our atmosphere is primed for some severe storms. Now, forecast Cape, this is really the fuel, the thunderstorm fuel, and when we see these colors really starting to lighten up here, that's telling us that we could see some very strong storms. Our environment is capable of producing those very strong storms, so that's around 3 o'clock, and notice the brighter colors even as we move towards the evening hours. Still very bright here, very high Cape, or we'll have a lot of fuel around that time. So not only will we have a lot of fuel, but also winds will be quite strong. A lot of different parameters coming together for those severe thunderstorms that are possible later today. So what we expect, high damaging winds, those wind gusts with these severe thunderstorms could be around 60 miles per hour or even more. So those straight line damaging winds, I know a lot of times people focus on the tornado threat. That's what scares a lot of people. I have seen a lot of damage with high straight line winds that could exceed 60, could even be up to 70, even 80 miles per hour. Large hail could also do a lot of damage. And then, of course, we have to monitor the threat for isolated tornadoes as we go later into tonight. I talked about that warm front just a few minutes ago. Well, we're getting very hot today, 90 degrees, hot and humid. Again, just two ingredients for that fuel to spark those strong thunderstorms that could bring a lot of damage, a lot of threats later today. Tonight, cooling down near 70 degrees, but for this time of year, that's not very cool. That's actually on the warmer side. We could stick around or stay with some of those thunderstorms later tonight. But again, past midnight, that's when activity will start to dwindle down. And by the morning hours, maybe just a few isolated showers and thunderstorms, mainly during the first half of the day. And tomorrow we're wrapping up the work week still hot, and we can always in view the weekend is hot with isolated thunderstorms for Saturday, 93 degrees, a few thunderstorms, 94, very hot on Sunday. Rolling into your Monday, have an umbrella in hand just in case as you head back to work. And we're going to be very hot once again. We're unusually hot, wrapping up the going into the beginning of the new work week, still in the 90s at 90 degrees.
If you only have one credit card in your wallet, listen up. Consumer advisor Clark Howard warns how you could get cut off without warning and what you need to do to protect yourself.
I'm hearing from so many people who are having their credit cards cut off by their issuer or their credit limit severely reduced. And it's not when you've done anything wrong, it's just out of the blue that the banks are getting scared about people defaulting, and they're just unilaterally, no notice, cutting your limits or killing your card. So it's really important that you not have just one credit card or have two or more only from one issuer. It's common that people will have a bunch of cards all from one big bank. Well, if that one big bank decides you're not okay, they can cut you off completely all at once. So what you should do is have always a minimum of 2 major credit cards. A major means Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover, from 2 different issuers. So if one decides they don't like you, you're not out of credit. You still have the other. And as soon as you get that notice, before it posts to your credit report, apply for another credit card from someone else. So you stay with the Noah's Ark rule of 2 cards. I'm Clark Howard.
With everything we're dealing with right now, do you feel the need to scream? The new website urging you to let it out. First, here are today's local steals and deals.
Lisa Robertson here with Local Steals and Deals, bringing you something you are absolutely going to love, because this is going to be an at-home alternative to going somewhere and getting a professional beauty treatment in a lot of cases. This is actually a company called Wrinkles Schminkles. Now, I agree, it's a really funny sounding name, but it's a really high-end beauty brand, and they created these 100% medical grade silicone patches that are so easy for a beauty treatment. Are you ready for this? Here's what you do. You put it on, you go to sleep. Yeah, that's it. You put it on, you go to sleep, and it infuses your skin with all these amazing active ingredients. And not only is it really high-end as far as the materials and the active ingredients, but they give you so many ways to treat. So they have one for your forehead, one for your eyes, one for your mouth, one for your neck. That one is reformulated. One for your chest, and one for your hands. What gives away your age? Your hands. We take such good care of our face, and then our hands are going, what? Now you have one for your hands. Any of these options are 30% off, and that is an amazing way to try them and such a great way to do self-care, because none of us have time to make an appointment for the salon anyway, right? Oh, one of the most important things is these are reusable. The most important thing is cleaning them. These come with the cleanser that is going to be super easy, and it's going to make sure that you can reuse them again and again and again. So you just choose where, or treat all the places at once. Forehead, eyes, mouth, neck, chest, hands. 100% medical grade silicone patches that are the easiest beauty treatment ever. You put it on, you go to sleep. Oh my gosh, even I can do that. 30% off on localsteals.com, and the best alternative you've ever had to actually making an appointment, driving your car, rearranging your life. Stay at home, put it on, go to sleep, wake up, look amazing.
Going on your vacation, Barney? It's the summer of me, your TV vacation destination.
You going on vacation, Sergeant? Any day away from you, pile, I consider a vacation.
The perfect getaway is right at home.
What am I going to do this summer?
With Me TV. As always, featuring some of the greatest TV shows ever made.
Yes, sir. I'm going to lay around home and just take it easy.
You can find Me TV on Comcast 190, 207, or 1169, and on these and other providers.
Watch Channel 11 News at 6.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Sign of these crazy times. For the first time in 75 years, the Rose Parade has been canceled. Organizers of the New Year's Day tradition say some sort of televised event, though, will still take place. As for the Rose Bowl football game, it is still a go for now. It's not clear whether fans will be allowed to attend. Stress, pressure, uncertainty, all things we're facing in this current climate. And Iceland's tourism board thinks we could all benefit by letting out a scream. It's set up a website where you can record your screams, then they will take the screams from lookslikeyouneediceland.com and play them on speakers that are set up at one of the country's scenic tourist spots like the Black Sand Beaches or a mountain on Iceland's coast. A North Carolina firefighter is now an unofficial Guinness World Record holder.
Yeah, he just broke the record for the most burpees. It's an exercise that involves squatting, jumping, and planking. Nick Christopoulos did more than 5,000 of them in 12 hours.
The day I started it, I did 1,300 in one day. It was just as it sounds, awful. Yeah.
Hours and thousands.
Peggy had the previous record. Originally, he wanted to set the record at the fire station, but coronavirus got in the way, so a friend offered up their gym without air conditioning.
Oh my gosh, it
Even worse.
hurts just looking at that. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Channel 11 News at 5 and 6 p.m. brings you the latest details on the coronavirus.
Another day of more than 200 cases.
The county issued a new 2-week lockdown.